Netflix stock is soaring and reaching record highs. And of course, I'm happy about that because I've had Netflix stock rated as a buy for a few years now. But a lot of investors are now curious on what's going on with Netflix stock. Why is the stock soaring? So I'm going to provide more detail on the inside developments of Netflix. Let's get started.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So in the quarterly conference call that followed the company's earnings release, the management team said that first and foremost, they love their ads plan because it allows us to offer a lower price point for customers. And interestingly enough, if you remember Netflix over the previous decade, they resisted advertising. They resisted offering advertising plans and they stuck to their guns for a long time. And then all of a sudden, they changed their tune and they finally adopted advertising, and it's become a great success. Of course, part of the reason could be that the founder and former CEO stepped aside and allowed new CEO and co-CEO Gregory Peters to join in, and perhaps these managers were more interested in advertising than the founder Reed Hastings was. Nevertheless, it's become a huge success, and in the fourth quarter, the advertising plans represented over 55% of signups across their ads countries. In other words, anywhere that it was offered, every time Netflix got a sign up, more than half of those signups chose the ad-supported plan. And ad-supported content is proven to be effective. Companies like YouTube, where you're probably watching this video right now, has been thriving on ad-supported plans, right? You can choose the free version with ad-supported, or you can choose the premium version that removes ads, and YouTube has absolutely thrived. And so that's why there was this big push from shareholders for Netflix to adopt the ad-supported plans. And since they have adopted it, it's been a great success. Management team saying that we've seen significant growth since the last launch. And we're even more excited about the fact that the engagement of those ads members remains healthy. The view hours per member on the ads plan is similar to engagement on our standard non-ads plan. And why this is important is because members that are on the ad-supported plan, Netflix generates significant revenue by showing advertising to those members. So the more time they spend on the platform, the more advertising Netflix can show and the more revenue from advertising Netflix can generate. So engagement becomes even more important now that Netflix has advertising supported plans. It increases the inventory of advertising that Netflix can sell. And it's a great sign that people that are on the ad supported plan, they're watching about the same amount of content as other individuals that are on the non-ad supported plan. So that's great to hear from Netflix. Netflix also said that they doubled their ads revenue last year in 2024, and they expect to double it again this year in 2025. That's great progress, albeit it's starting from a very small base, but it's growing nicely. Doubling 2 years in a row would be a great start for Netflix's advertising revenue business. And remember, worldwide, the total amount of spending on advertising will approach $1 trillion this year. It might go beyond that, around $1 trillion. So it's a massive opportunity, the advertising industry. Netflix just getting itself introduced to this space. And it wouldn't surprise me if they grow to become a massive player in the advertising industry. It wouldn't surprise me if Netflix becomes one of the top 5 companies in ad revenue, maybe not in the next 3 to 5 years, but maybe in the next decade. It wouldn't surprise me if Netflix is up there in the top 5 with Alphabet and Meta Platforms and Amazon in ads revenue annually. So one of the ways they're doing that is by making the ad generating capabilities of the business that much better. So enhancing targeting, leveraging more data sources, more measurement, more reporting, more incremental studies. This creates a higher quality experience for members. It also increases relevance, which is good for viewers and good for advertisers. And that's true. If you think about it, if you're watching something and you get interrupted from your programming with an advertisement, it's annoying, right? But if you're interrupted with an advertisement that's relevant, at least something that you're thinking about buying, then it's not so annoying because you're like, oh, that's something I was interested in. I'm glad to see a commercial about that. Maybe you were thinking about buying a new SUV. And while you're watching Netflix programming, all the new SUVs that are coming to market, they're advertising on Netflix. So while you're watching Netflix, you see, oh, Cadillac has a new SUV coming out. Honda has a new SUV coming out. GM has a new SUV coming out. Here's what it looks like, inside and outside. And so at least you're not so annoyed by getting interrupted from your programming with an advertisement if it's relevant to something you're interested in. And as Netflix improves these capabilities of targeting, of knowing their viewers, leveraging their data, they'll be able to deliver more targeted advertising. And then on the other side of the equation, marketers will be a lot more interested in paying higher prices if they can have better targeting. So if marketers can advertise only to customers, only to people that are potential customers, they're willing to pay more because they know that it's not being wasteful, right? One of the examples I like to give is that an advertiser, a marketer, has no interest in showing a steak restaurant commercial for a restaurant in Los Angeles, California, to somebody who's a vegan living in Miami, Florida. That person, that vegan who's living in Miami, Florida, has close to a 0% chance of being a customer for that restaurant, that restaurant in Los Angeles, California. So showing that person an advertisement is a waste of money for that business. So if they can remove those types of wastes and only focus on customers, potential customers, they'll feel they'll be getting a better return on investment, and so they're willing to pay a higher price. That's the win-win situation Netflix is trying to multiply and enhance here by improving their ad technology. And it's still very early innings. They're still just standing this up. So that's why they're able to grow. They're doubling last year. They're going to double again this year. Wouldn't surprise me again if they have similar growth next year. And their goal is to earn a growing piece of that $25 billion in connected TV advertising spending right now. And this $25 billion is growing rapidly as more and more folks are watching more and more streaming content on connected TVs. Marketers are increasing their budgets to this category because people are canceling cable and switching to streaming content instead. So great news here for Netflix stock investors. And this explains why the stock is soaring as this enthusiastic opportunity starts to open up for Netflix. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.